Guys, the audio from the review is even worse. This is how Barca is rescued, so they don't have to go another weekend. So they have to win the league this time, which they've already won. Of course, especially after seeing what happened yesterday and those 7 points. And this had to be held tight, and it sure was held tight. Because realize that when video assistant referee came in, the possibilities for misconduct and corruption actually increased. It's not just one guy making the decision on the field anymore. Now there's another one who can interfere with that decision. And now you'll see how they bypass the protocol to make sure that's tightly controlled. If one fails, the next one doesn't, and so on. So that the decision the call to action wants is always made. Let's see how he explains it during the week, because there's another review of an identical play. It's true that I've already made 3 videos about this, and it's true that I wanted to leave it at that. What happens is that new things keep coming up every hour. And in fact, when I published the video this morning, which I recorded last night, the audio of the review hadn't come out yet. That's why I'm including it now, and we'll compare it with the ACTA. It's all so intense and wild. Now let's listen to the review. In the report Busquets-Ferrer, keep in mind, this was the guy who was supposed to change the refereeing and all that. He seemed promising at first, but they all end up corrupted somehow. Maybe in 20 years we'll learn what they're really doing, right? Because every now and then, even though they have everything tied up and really well controlled, they still make mistakes too, right? In the 50th minute, player number 18, Martin Langreo Gerard, was cautioned for the following reason. For tripping, only given a yellow card, okay? For recklessly tripping an opponent while contesting the ball. For recklessly tripping, an opponent while contesting the ball. Remember the word recklessly. Let's see if this matches with recklessly, because according to the rule, this should be a red card. We've seen countless red cards. Let's see one more. And the review time for that play, the one from Betis that Simeone referred to in the press conference, and now we'll also listen to Simeone. Video assistant referee doesn't get involved there because it's not a clear mistake. It's not even a mistake at all. On the referee's part, whether we like it or not, in modern football, these actions are red cards, right? But it happens to all of us, right? Well, to some more than others, of course, right? But video assistant referee never gets involved here. But it's not just that video assistant referee got involved. Notice how both video assistant referee and Melero Lopez got involved. I'm going to take all the precautions here. You know, the usual guys, I have to put the logo here. I have to shrink this down drastically. As I always tell you, you've already seen the play. I mean, what's important here is the audio. The important thing is the audio, not the image we've already seen, right? This is what happened. And when they called the referee.
When you're playing with one less player, be careful.
Because red card.
Straight red card. Straight red card to Gerard Martin. Goodbye. I recommend a review so you can consider a possible cancellation of the red card you have shown, please. Thank you.
Up to that point, fine. Think about canceling.
When you're at the monitor, let me know, please. Show me the play, Mario. Yes, I'm going to show it to you directly in real time so you can assess the action. In my opinion, it's a play in which the player...
In my opinion, starting off like that is already bad, and we're starting off wrong. He can't say in my opinion. He can't say in my opinion. Hey, so you can assess it. There you have it. Do you have another one? Yes, here you have it. Do you have another one? Yes, here you have it. That's it. But what is this Merolo Lopez guy doing with in my opinion? This is the core issue with misconduct. If one person makes a mistake, the other should make sure he doesn't, right? That's why back in the day, Negra told them, I can help you with video assistant referee. And of course, I can help you with video assistant referee. In the end, video assistant referee isn't the tool it could be, although it was definitely created for that. So there wouldn't be any outrageous mistakes or anything like that. It's a tool so that without any outrageous mistakes from the one on the field, the one in the video assistant referee room. He can call him to check this, and in the video assistant referee room, they also listen to the broadcast. That's another point. But also, the referee could even say, and this is outside the protocol, hey, in my opinion, you need to take a better look at this because of the gloves, right? It's just that the second in command of the referees once told the video assistant referee, hey, since I've helped you all this time, I can also help you with this. Because there are humans here, there are humans in the operations room whose decisions, whose interpretations, whose calls to the referee on the field can be absolutely decisive. He told them, I can help you, but the video assistant referee never replied to that or the other bureaucrats. And suddenly, this gentleman started working for the Catalan Territorial, the Catalan Football Federation. Look, I'm leaving. What he's saying is this, indeed.
In my opinion, Barcelona is just playing the ball normally.
You don't have to give your opinion.
But when someone plays Martin, could you consider canceling the red card, please?
I'm repeating because I got a little carried away here. But anyway, let's listen to him again. Very good.
Let me know when you're at the monitor. Show me the play, Mario. I'll show it to you in real time so you can evaluate. In my opinion, it's a play where the Barcelona player plays the ball in a normal way, just a normal game situation. He plays the ball and then the contact with the Atletico player happens naturally.
The guy comes in. I don't know if you notice his breathing and everything, his hand normally, right? Then the hit happens and all that. Seriously, man, there must be something there. I just can't believe there's nothing there, man. In his attitude that day.
Please, Diego, let it go. Let go of that play. Okay, the Barcelona player controls the ball, plays the ball, and then I step on him. It's a normal play. That's it. I'll cancel the red card and give him a yellow instead, okay? All right.
All right. Okay, good job. Come on, you saved Barca. Busquets Ferrer was watching the monitor. He saw exactly the same thing he saw on the field, which is really striking. Or maybe seeing the same thing, he considers something else. Look at the language, right? Yes, yes, no, it's clear, right? He hits him in a normal dynamic, in a normal movement. Hey, this is the official report, okay? For recklessly bringing down an opponent while contesting the ball. Is it the same, normal dynamic and behavior, or recklessly bringing down an opponent? Seriously, it's unbelievable. But anyway, I'm speaking without holding back and at a press conference. Pay attention, because that's the other leg of the systemic corruption that the league has gone through and that the Spanish league is still going through. And that's the one that has to do with, well, you know, the media and the attitude of the clubs in these situations. If it's Madrid, they make a huge fuss. If it's Barca, they complain, because of course they complain, because it must be very hard for them not to complain, but without raising their voices. And above all, pay attention to the language. In the meaning, they haven't harmed us. They made a mistake just like we coaches make mistakes.
Hello, how are you, coach? Hugo Condes live for Estadio Noche on Onda Cero. Let me insist. I don't know what the referee told you, since a similar play happened about 6 weeks ago in a Getafe-Sevilla match. Of course. No, this same referee sent off Jene a month and a half ago in a Getafe-Sevilla match for a very similar action. The referee's technical committee gave the explanation for a Betis Rayo play, which is the one you mentioned. The call to action is explanation.
The Betis Rayo one at 2 o'clock. But anyway, they told me, and I saw the Betis Rayo play. The call to action says it should have been a red card afterwards. Well, there's not much to talk about. Honestly, the play is clear. He arrives late, steps on the foot, the whole ankle. But anyway, we have to wait for the referee technical committee to review it properly during the week, so that in the next match day, if it happens again, whether it's for or against, it's clear what it is.
But we already saw it yesterday, Genes. There's another one from Olarzaba. We've seen it all in the last video and in the previous one. But his language and how he holds back are key. He's doing his thing and is right, but he's very cautious about what he says, now even more so.
Hello, Diego Pedro Fallana, live on Carrusel Deportivo Cadena SIR. You said that what happened with Nico was a red card, and for you, Gerard Martins was also a red card. Given you played the whole second half with one less player and lost 1-2 after an 88th minute goal, do you feel especially disadvantaged today?
Can you imagine what he would say if it had been Madrid and they asked him, do you feel disadvantaged? Of course I feel disadvantaged. Well, he would say, you know, the biggest thing. Look at what he says with Barca.
No, they didn't disadvantage me. They made a mistake, just like coaches make mistakes, just like players make mistakes. They just said it the other day.
He's back to discussing that Betis play and the I want move. And the Betis play, where is it? Where is the Betis play? Man, is it possible? I had it around here. Well, while I look for it, let's listen to this from Juan Fran for a moment, because Juan Fran is another one who holds his tongue a lot. What he didn't know was that Simeone was listening to him, and the sequence is wonderful. Just a moment. I'll put this on so there's no problem, as always. I'll make it a little smaller. Listen to Juan Fran on DAZN, okay? Here it goes.
I think that Mateo, at first, he doesn't see that. I think he thinks there's more of a split play. And in that split play, Gerard goes very aggressively for that loose ball. when he saw the replay and saw that it was a hit and the momentum, it's clear that in slow motion it makes you want to, you see it and say it looks like a red card, but I don't think Gerard Martin had any intention to hurt or to go in like that. He gets there first, and of course, then the rebound. The rebound from the momentum creates that situation, but then watching it over time, you realize it's not enough to send him off with a straight red card.
Let's speak with Atletico de Madrid coach Diego Pablo Simeone, who I believe is already listening. Coach, how are you? Good afternoon.
I'd rather not listen to you.
He'd rather not, because we're discussing the play I wanted to ask you about. I didn't mean to start with that, but no. I'm going to do it.
I'd rather not listen, honestly.
But if you don't mind, no. Let's see. He's surprised.
I think Mateo at first is amazing.
If it had been, I insist, Madrid, would Juan Fran be saying this, or would he be saying the complete opposite? I think the answer is clear. I found the Betis play. I thought I didn't have it. Here it is. Look at what was said that day, a few days later during the review period, about that play between Betis and Recuerdo. Which team was it?
It's about an action.
Wait a moment. And Rayo. Look at how the play goes, okay? Sorry, I can't show it. It's just that it's the same one. The Betis player touches the ball first and then steps on the Rayo player's foot. Okay. Pay attention. We've already seen it, right? Pay attention to what I was saying. Where is it now? I lost it again. Now here. Pay attention to what the call to action was saying during the review time. Sorry, we saw it before with the logo, but I think you have it in your mind because you've seen it around as well.
Where both players come in under the same conditions. Thus, the call to action considers that the action should have been sanctioned as serious foul play, showing a red card to the offender. It's an action on the edge of the box, where a Betis player goes for a loose ball along with a Rayo attacker. After the challenge, the Betis defender, after playing the ball, makes a rough impact on the opponent with an obvious risk of injury. The call to action classifies this impact as serious foul play, reminding that it is not decisive who touches the ball first since it is a loose ball where both players go for it under equal conditions. Thus, the call to action considers that the action should have been sanctioned as serious foul play, showing a red card to the offender.
On equal terms, and besides, they speak terribly. It should be under equal conditions. Remember what the report says about the loose ball. Give me a moment, I'll look it up. What the report says recklessly in the contest for the ball. The call to action said that it doesn't matter. If in the end it's a loose ball, hey, it doesn't matter because the tackle is really strong, it's really hard, and he's about to slice his ankle right here. It's exactly the same. Anyway, well, that's it. What really stands out is that the people from Atleti, by the way, Atleti did make a statement, you know? In the end, when we talked about this in the last video, Atleti still hadn't said anything on their social media accounts, but they did compare this play. Because Simeone also brought it up in the press conference. Simeone brought it up too. I think that's the only thing they've complained about, but it's not bad. At least they did it. We expected they wouldn't even do that. Look, here, the voice of a representative of Atletico de Madrid in the media doesn't hold back at all. Miguel Martín Talavera on Cadena Ser, what does he say? After the derby and what happened today, it's clear that competing with Real Madrid and Football Club Barcelona is a miracle. Whenever Barca is caught, and let's not forget they're the club that paid the referees second in command for 20 years, they always drag Madrid into it. Always. Yesterday, we saw someone say we were robbed in the match against Madrid and we complained. Now it happens again. Whether we complain or not, they keep robbing us and bringing up Madrid. Miguel Martín Talavera mentions Madrid again. What I say to Talavera, whom I worked with back in the day, is that the ones who robbed you and paid the head of the referees for 20 years have a plus 69 expulsion balance in the 21st century, while Madrid has +1 and Atleti has +3. Plus 69 for Barca, +1 for Real Madrid, Atleti +3. And before the incident with Ibrahim, Madrid wasn't denied a penalty in a league derby. 2019. This is what he means by competing. Barca always, but the thing is, it's the robbery. I've already lost count because it's happened to them so many times in recent years. Barca over Atleti. I mean, they've had these, but like this, just like this. Always, when they complain, if they complain, they bring Madrid into the equation. And then you look at the pure numbers and say, well, penalties that have been called for them in football. So Real Madrid in the derbies in recent years, like Ibrahim's the other day. And you have to go back 7 years before that. 7 years ago, a penalty was awarded to Real Madrid against Atletico de Madrid in the league. And in the numbers for the balance of red cards, if you compare Madrid with Atleti, okay, +1, +3, in the 21st century, which is already very suspicious, it's unusual for top teams like Madrid and Atleti to have just +1 and +3. They should have +15 or +16 instead. Well, +1 and +3. But compared to the other one that plays in the leagues, or the one that plays in the leagues, they have +69. You'll never see Atleti fans complain about this, never. Because of these numbers that are they're aberrant statistics. These are totally excessive numbers for teams that are always at the top. The competition, it can't be. Hey, well, no. You have to include Madrid there because Madrid is always the most favored. Man, I'm really tongue-tied today. And potatoes, right? Because Madrid, because I say so. Where are the payments? Because I say so. The other payment, yeah, but the other one, I like you even less, right? Well, that's the way people from Atleti reason. And sorry that I put this logo here because as I keep switching pages and I can't see which one I'm on, sometimes it just happens to me. Hope all goes well for you. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you enjoyed this video. I'm heading out for a walk since it's Easter Sunday, not really a day for videos. But it has to be done because if not, this needs to be reported, even if it's repetitive. I think that in the second to last video, people had already disconnected a bit. It got fewer views than the previous one. But if we don't do it, who will? Who among the traditional ones is going to tell this? Is going to compare the record with what it says, with what? They're not going to do it. All right, see you later. Bye.